everyone. So I think we have a great designer today, and this is our fifth workshop, back to back every Saturday. If you have attended our previous workshop, drop it in the chat and let everyone know which are the workshops that you have already attended. We have covered various topics ranging from job hunting, career switching, making design decisions, and portfolio design. And today's workshop is diving deep into logo design as well as branding. I believe you all are having a fantastic Saturday, and today we are sitting here to make it much more better. This time we are going to learn about crucial elements in branding, which is logo design, and help understand more about it. The speaker for today is Sava. Sava is a professional logo designer with more than 3 years of experience, and he has experience of working with 100+ clients. He also teaches and coaches young designers to help them understand design and succeed in their career. So Sava, the stage is yours. Let the audience know who you are, where you come from, and let's get started.
So thank you, Rajat, for a wonderful introduction. Hello everyone, welcome here on my first workshop. I am Sava Jovanovic and I am a logo designer. I will introduce myself a little bit more than you. You're done it perfectly. I have nothing to add, just I worked with 100+ clients within 3 years, which is a great number for me. And also my main platform is Instagram, and that's it. I can now share the screen and we can start. Okay, as you know, today's topic is how to be better in logo design, and we are going to talk about some topics. This is about me, and we already done that, so I will skip that part. Today's topics are understanding the problem. So we are going to talk about some problems first, because when you reach the client, you need to understand the problem in order to solve it. Later we can talk about asking the right questions, not just asking the questions, but asking the right questions, which will help you later to even better to solve the problem. Then we will talk about researching part and some research techniques, also importance of sketching. So it doesn't matter if you're good in drawing or bad in drawing, sketching is always important. I'm going to tell you why a little bit later. Then we are going to talk about designing in black and white and iterating the concept. Those two topics are a bit more technical part of this presentation, using the program and some technical techniques. So this is a short, these two are the shortest topics, I think, but it will be useful. Then presenting a logo, this is a really important tool. It's not technical, it can be even technical and psychological thing for your clients, so it will be a little bit longer. And at the end, understanding the whole process of designing one logo, which is also really important. So without further ado, I will say what is the takeaway from this workshop. Well, obviously you will become a better logo designer and you will receive easy clients approval, which is really important. You will gain more confidence in designing and with a client. But first let me ask you difference between good and bad logo design. And also I forgot to tell that if you have any questions during this whole workshop, you can ask the questions in the Q&A tab. You will see down below you have a bubble Q&A, and you can ask any questions so that I can answer them at the end of this workshop. So difference between good and bad logo design. Okay, what is the good logo design? Well, good logo design needs to be simple, so that 4 years old boy or girl can draw it within less than 10 seconds. Memorable, it needs to be memorable. So if you see some logo, for example, for 2 seconds and you turn around, you need to remember that logo, because it needs to stay in the customer's head, in customer's subconscious. So it needs to be simple and memorable, and also it needs to be versatile, because it needs to work on many different sizes and backgrounds and many different products, for example. So versatility is really important. It needs to be appropriate. That means that, for example, let's say we need to design some logo for a lawyer, and we want to use some futuristic font. We want to use some bright colors, for example pink, and some gradients, and that would not be appropriate for the lawyer, because lawyer needs to be serious and stuff like that. So this style will not be appropriate, so we need to be careful for that section too. Timeless means that logo doesn't need to be redesigned during some amount of time. It needs to be exact the same that we are designed at the beginning. So here's the example for a good example is a Starbucks logo. Starbucks logo is not versatile and it's not timeless, because versatility, Starbucks logo is that lady with the crown and the hair and the tails. If we use that Starbucks logo and if we scale it down, we will use some crucial elements, some small elements that logo have. For example, the eyes will be not more recognizable in a small sizes, and also it's not timeless because it is redesigned many more times in the past. But that's the good example, because people from Starbucks does a really great job with anything else, and that's why it works. So it's iconic and it's memorable. So this is 1% of 99% that it can be it can work. So yeah, bad logo is opposite from all of that. If it's complicated, it will not work. If it's confusing, if it's not sending the message, if it's not non-versatile, except for the Starbucks logo, yeah. If it's inappropriate, I said an example with a lawyer logo, and if it needs to be redesigned for, let's say, every other year, that it will not stay in the customer's head. Okay, so we are moving on. So how to design a good logo? Well, you need to understand the problem first. And I will take the example, a doctor example. When you go to doctor, when you have some problem and you go to your doctor, for example, you cannot say, hey, I need some cure, how much is that? Doctor will not give you just any cure and charge you for that. He will ask you the questions. Why? What does it hurting you? What is the problem? So he will maybe run some tests and he will diagnose the problem after the question. So he needs to understand the problem, and the best way to understanding the problem is to ask right questions. And you need to ask not just any questions, but you need to ask right questions in order to get the problem solved. So I think this is the most important part, and it is just the chain link. So if you don't ask the questions, you will not be able to do a research, and you will not be able to design well, and you will not be able to make a presentation. And apparently your clients will reject you. So this is the first and the most crucial part, to ask right questions. Here is some example of the right questions that I have listed to you. So why do you need a logo, for example? This is first questions that I ask my clients. So why do you need a logo? Maybe they even don't need a logo. Maybe they need a whole branding. Maybe they need to fix something else before visual design. Maybe they need to fix some technical parts, some marketing parts, or stuff like that. So your first question is obvious. You need to see why they need a logo. Maybe they need a logo for reaching more clients, for standing out of their competitors or stuff like so that's why we ask why do you need a logo. And also, who is your target audience? If this is a really important question, because if client says that their target audience are mostly female, you will know that that logo will probably be some elegant with some pastel colors, with some soft colors. So if they said that they are a sports brand and their target audience are mostly men in the training, you know that their logo will be masculine and strong and simple and fast. So this is really important question as well. And third questions, how do you want your audience to feel after seeing your logo? So logo is all about emotions. You need to reach customers' emotions through the logo. So feeling is the most important part in every design aspect. So my recommendation, if you are a logo designer or any kind of designer, design by feeling. Choose the color by feeling, choose the font by feeling, choose the shape by feeling, choose everything by feeling. And that's why you need to ask what do you want your audience to feel after seeing your logo. And the fourth question is, how would you describe your brand? And then they will say, for example, modern, confident, and stuff like that. And based on third questions, maybe they say they want to feel power and luxury and I don't know, etc., etc. And you need to merge those two questions. So third one and fourth one, you need to find a solution kind of in the middle, because this is your job to connect your customers' wants and your target audience feel. So fifth question is, who are your competitors? This is a really important question and I love to ask, and without that I don't want to do anything. Because, for example, let's say your customers is some bakery, and if you don't ask that questions, and your that client will tell you, hey, I want orange bread to be my logo, and you said okay, and you design orange bread, and you don't know who is their competitors. Maybe in that street that that bakery is based, maybe there are 9 more bakeries with orange logos, and that's, you will not be able to design something that will stand out from the competitors. So when you ask questions like who are your competitors, and I would like to ask my client for the links and social medias and website from their competitors, and I will research them to see what colors they use, what tone of voice they use, what fonts and stuff like that. And then you are now able to make something different and to stand out from them. So who are your competitors is really important questions. Where will this logo live? I mean by that questions is, will it be on just on a web, or it will be printed or stuff like that. So if it's just on a web, you know that your logo will be in RGB color mode, because RGB is red, green and blue, and it is used just on a for a web. and you know that later when you finish your work, you will be prepared. You will prepare your concepts to be on RGB. If your customers say he will just print their logo on some merch, you know that you will use just CMYK color mode, because CMYK color mode is just for printing. And if it's a both, I will use my logo for website, for social medias, and also I will use for, let's say, merch and for business card and for banners and flyers. You know that you need to prepare your files to be in both CMYK and RGB color mode. Yeah, so this is not all the questions, but this is just most important one. You can use them as well, or you can change it, but I kind of use similar to those questions. And we are moving on the next stage, research based on the answers. And now you see that those answers are really important, and those questions are really important, because if you ask quality questions and got quality answers, your research part will be much more quality. So how to research based on answer, I just talked about that a couple of minutes ago. You will ask your clients for your competitors, for their links of websites, of social medias, of locations maybe, and you will research them based on that. You will see what are they using, what colors, tone of voice, what branding, and you will be able to stand out from them. And also you can research target audience to see if it's just mostly women from 20 to 30 years old. You can research to see what emotions, what colors, what they want to see, to use, to feel, and you can research based on that question. So researching part is it really depends on quality of your questions. That's why I say that this is a chain link, and if you screw up the first thing, it will be much harder later to fix that and figuring out everything by yourself. So asking questions and then research is really important. But of course you need to be able to research as well. If you have all those questions necessary, and if you don't know how to research, it will be a problem as well. So I have one technique for you. It's called micro research technique, and this is basically when you separate your project into smaller pieces. So for example, I will use one of mine logo designs. It's called sushi drums, and you have sushi drums as one project, and you need to design a logo for sushi drums. With this technique, what are you going to do is you will split those two words separately, and you will have here sushi and here drums. So you will research first part, that is sushi. You will research that first, and you will go on a Google, Behance, Pinterest, Instagram, whatever you want, whatever your search way is, and you will type sushi logo, so sushi food restaurants or stuff like that, and you will see all those sushi logos and pictures, and you will collect them, maybe download it into your computer to create some vision board and mood board. And later you will move on to the next phase, to the next word, which is drums, and you will again repeat all that process from the first stage. You will type on Google word drum, and you will see some logos, you will see some pictures of drums whenever you want, on Pinterest, Google, YouTube, I don't know, Tumblr. It can be the more time you spend on searching, it will be more quality. You will find much more quality resers. And when you create your mood board for drums, you can merge those two. You can merge those two mood boards or those two set of pictures, and you will be able to create your own unique logo. If you go just without micro research technique, and if you type on sushi drums logo, it will be much higher percentage that you may steal some logos and steal some ideas and create not that much unique idea. So this technique will prevent you of stealing other idea, and you will be able to get inspired from much more different places. So this is really cool technique. I'm using it all the time. Okay, we are moving on. The next phase after you're done with questions and the answers and the research and the mood boards and stuff like that, the next thing is sketching. And I must confess you that I don't know how to draw. I am not good at drawing, and it doesn't matter. Of course, when you're good at drawing, it will be much easier for you to sketch the ideas on pen and paper, because when you're good in drawing, you will sketch everything nicely and perfectly. You will take a picture of that sketch, and maybe you will trace it into Illustrator, or you can easily copy it. But it doesn't matter if you are not good at the drawing. Don't worry. Sketching is not about that. It's about to put ideas out of your head and to have a visual contact with them. This is really important. When you're sketching, don't think, just draw, just sketch everything that comes to your mind. That's why you will not be able to, if you don't sketch, you will not be able to remember all those things if it's just inside of your head. So it's much more easier, no matter how ugly it is. It will be much more easy for you when you enter the program to have all those sketches into one place. Maybe you can write something under your sketch. Maybe you can write, I will show you now one of my sketch. Okay, look at that. This I'm terrible at drawing. Okay, but it's okay. I don't care, because I know when I see something that I will be able much faster to build it into the Illustrator, because I already know what I want to do. Okay, so okay, this picture here is supposed to be the diamond. Okay, and you will maybe laugh now, but I know that this is a diamond, and it doesn't matter if it's ugly or if it's good. You know that this is a diamond, and you know that you want something with diamond. Okay, and you can go with these words or something to sketch that you want bold, clean, sans serif font maybe, and just take a note and just take everything like old-fashioned in black and white in paper. So this is really important. Sketching, not for if you are good in sketching and drawing, but to have visual contact with your idea. This is whole idea of sketching. Okay, we are moving on, and now you're going to digitalization. Okay, so when you go for all those concepts that we are talk about before, after the sketching, you are now entering your program, and you are now ready for digitalization. If you are good at drawing, or of course you can picture your concepts in the notebook, and you can place them in your program, and you can trace it, or you can redraw it in the program more easily. But if you are not good at drawing, don't worry. You have that sketches here beside you, so it will be much easier. And my advice to you is to design in black and white first. always design first in black and white, because if you're not designing in black and white, if you go straight with some colors and something like that, maybe you will miss something of versatility or appropriateness or scalability of the logo. Because if it's work in black and white, that means that that logo will work in every color, and this is the main reason, and this is the key, that it needs to work in every color. Use, for example, Nike is black and white, okay, and you can set the Nike to be yellow, to be pink, to be black, to be any other color, and it still will be Nike. So that's the power of a black and white logo. So this is just one technique that it happens to me many times at the beginning of my career, that I'm not always designing in black and white, and the end of the project, when it comes to delivering some presentations or some concept, client asked me, hey, can you turn it into brown color and send me? And I turned that to a brown color, but it doesn't work in brown color, and I didn't know that, because I designed just with bright colors, with white and yellow and stuff like that, and I didn't reverse that to see if it's work in the same in the reverse colors, on black background and white icon, or reverse with white background and black icon. So this is the problem with Starbucks logo as well, but again, this is the Starbucks, and they've done everything else perfectly, so it's a little mistake for them. It doesn't matter. Okay, we are moving on to iterating the concept. Iterating the concept is, every concept is also a technical part of this presentation. It means that you need to trace every single step and edit while you're designing. For example, let's say that you want to draw a heart, and you draw a heart into Illustrator or Photoshop, or doesn't matter where, and you want that heart to be yellow. Then you want to change it to be a little bit bigger, then you want to rotate it to be a 45-degree angles and stuff like that, and then you will have just one heart rotated yellow, and you don't see what you have done before. Don't do that. Instead, when you draw the heart, copy that heart and paste it next to your first heart, and then make changes on that concept. So make that heart yellow, and then again, when you want to change something else, copy that yellow heart, paste it next to them, and then rotate it a little bit in the left or right. And then again, if you want to change something else, copy that rotated yellow heart, and then make it bigger or smaller, or give some something else, some visual effects or something, I don't know. And that's how you will have visual contact with all of your concept, all of your edits that you are done before. And if you like something else, you can easily switch back to them. You will just pick them and put it somewhere down, and you can start immediately working on that part too. And that will save your time, and also it will clear your mind, and your process will be much faster. So iterating the concept is really great technique for logo designers. I don't know for other design parts, but for logo design is really cool, and it's really helpful. Okay, and now presenting a logo. Presenting a logo is the final part, and it's really important part, because if you've done the presentation properly, and if you've done it really cool, you will have much higher percentage that the clients approve your design. So if you have something some not that good logo. If you're not sure if your logo is good, presentation can make it logo looks 100% better, and you will have much more chance to get that logo approval. So only if it's done properly, of course. So before we go to technical parts of the presentation, you can make a presentation straight into Illustrator. You can make it in Photoshop, you can make it in Paint if you want, it doesn't matter. But presentation are serving to let know your clients what you want to accomplish with their logo. So it's one thing that you know what their logo mean, but they are not, your client are not a designer, and he doesn't know, he can't picturize, he can't visualize their logo on a different places like you do. So imagine that your client have 5 years, and that's how you will build that presentation. You will explain everything that they need to know, and stuff that they don't need to know, you explain that too. More is better than less, so everything that is necessary, explain them. Okay, I will show you some rule of 3 golden concepts first. You need to present 3 concepts. I'm presenting 3 concepts. This is a rule of 3 golden concepts, and that means that you will present your clients 3 concepts. Why? Because when you present 3 concepts, your client will be able to eliminate 1 concept, and then they will still have ability to choose. Because when you present 1 concept and they don't like that 1 concept, you're screwed, and that's it, you're done. And when you present 3 concepts and they don't like 1 concept, they still have ability to choose. That's why it calls rule of 3 golden concepts. Of course, you can present 4, maybe 5, but that's maximum concept that I recommend to present to your client, because you will just confusing, and it will be much harder for him to choose if they have 10 concepts or 20 concepts or even 7 concepts. It will be much harder for them. That's why I'm recommending 3-4 concepts. That's only because they will have ability to eliminate and ability to still to choose between 2 or 3 left. Okay, technical part of the presentation. Okay, technical part of presentation. What one presentation needs to have inside? First thing that presentation needs to have is isolated logo. So you will set your logo to be isolated on a white background, just because your client needs to see only their logo first, and that's it. Second thing, below the isolated logo, you will set logo to be in black, and you will set your logo to be in white, and that will mean that okay, your clients will think about, okay, my logo working on black, on white, it's cool. Below that you will set your logo, your scalarity logo. Scalarity means that you will set one big logo, and next to him you will set a little bit smaller version of that logo, and next to that you will set an even smaller version of that logo. So that tells your client that that logo is that scalability of that logo is good, and it can be used on many different sizes. For example, it can be used on billboards, and it can be used on a business card. So this is really important part. Sorry. And next to below that, or next to that, you will set fonts and colors. You will set your font's name that you're used in that project, and also all the alphabetical letters, small caps and big caps, and all the numbers and all interpunctional signs and stuff like that. So everything that your clients needs to see what is their font. Maybe they will use that font to some other branding elements, so it's really important. And also color palette, you will set the color palette below the font or next the font, so they can know what are the colors that you're used in their logo, and maybe as well as font, maybe they can use it later in some on other branding parts. After that is coming a standard mockup. Standard mockups means that you need to put your logo on A4 formats, on some A5 formats, on some standards paper formats, and that gives your client visual contact with, okay, I can use that logo in my paperwork or something legal work. So this is really important for client as well, because it's not that much important for you, but you want to make easiest possible for your client. Okay, next to that we have large size mockups and small size mockups. Mockups are you will use mockups to present to your clients that logo needs to work. It works on a bigger sizes. So for example, you will put your logo on some building or on some billboard, and then this is really a great psychological trick, because when you put your logo on some building, your client will start picturize and visualize the future of the business, because who doesn't want to see their company on some building and to be successful and stuff like that. So it's really important to it's really important in psychological way as well as is simply visual way. Okay, and also small mockups is the same thing with scalarity. Small mockups needs to show the client that their logo work on small sizes. For example, masks. Now masks are trending now, and business cards and some badges or stuff like that. So it's really important as well as large mockups. And also I didn't write here, but also how you want to finish your presentation is to that isolated logo from the beginning you will put here under everything, so that your presentation begin with isolated logo and ends with isolated logo. This is also a great psychological trick that you will show that client that the most important part is the logo, without anything else next or under or stuff like that, so they will clearly see their logo again. Okay, and what is most important for the presentation of part 2 is if you can try to tell the story through the presentation, that will be bingo, that will be win for everyone. So it's easy to just make a presentation with all those technical parts. Okay, everyone can do can make a presentation like isolated logo, black and white, colors, fonts, mockups, blah blah blah. Here we go. No, try to tell the story, tell your story through that presentation, and tell the story of that brand, of that business through the presentation. This is really hard. It can be hard sometimes, but it's really effective. Maybe it will consume more time than usual, but it's really worth it, because it will higher your chance of that logo approval. So try to tell the story. For example, how are you get that concept done? Maybe try to show some sketches. Why did you make that decision? Why did you choose that color? Why did you choose that font? show the grid, show that everything is aligned, show them that for example, why did some concept may not work, why maybe that some colors may not work, show that show some wrong mock-ups, for example, that will not work on that. So try to tell the story during that presentation. Try to interest the client that he enjoy to read that presentation and to set him speechless. This is the whole point of the presentation. So if the presentation is good, everything will be good. Okay, sorry. And now we are going to understanding the process. It's really important to understand the design process and to implement one design process to be yours, because if you constantly change your design process, it will be much harder and much slower for you every time to design a logo. It's that simple. So my logo design process is, I'm asking the questions. I have some logo questionnaire that I send to a client, then I waiting for answers. Then based on these answers, I'm going to research. I research their competitors, their target audience. I'm creating a mood board or stuff like that. Then I'm going to sketching phase, that I'm sketching 50, 60 ideas. I don't know how many. Just sketching. I don't thinking. I'm doing brainstorming and mind mapping first, then sketching, and I don't think that much it will be pretty or it will be ugly. It doesn't matter. And then after that, I'm going to digitalization, and I also try many variations. What works, what doesn't work. Is it work on black and white? If it's not work on black and white, then I delete it. Then I'm using that iterating the process. I'm changing constantly stuff like that. I try to choose many colors to see what is the best. I try to set many fonts to see what's the best. And after that, I'm making a presentation, and I'm choosing 3 concepts, and I'm making presentation based on those 3 concepts, and I'm sending to a client. And that's why it's important that I implement my design process, and I know that I will be strict every time from A to B. This is my design process, and this will help you to, over time, you will do that process faster and faster and faster and faster, and you will be able to produce more logos in 1 month, for example. That's why find your process. It's okay at the beginning that you don't have your process and you constantly change something, but if you find your sweet spot, your that you are comfortable with that concept, keep that concept and constantly use that process for every client that you get. And you will see that your speed of producing the logo will be much faster and faster. And for example, that's how you will get more money at the end. You know, for example, now you need 7 days for one good logo, with all those stuff, researching and sketching and making a presentation and decision and stuff like that. And when you repeat those process again and again, you will later need maybe 5 days, but maybe 3 days or stuff like that, and you will be able to receive more clients during the 1 month. So that's why this is a power of understanding and implementing that one process. Okay. Next, message for young designers. Be patient at the beginning with the logo. Creative block is real. It happens to all of us every time. Work hard. If you have creative block, don't work hard, get rest, and and it will be okay. That's why it's important to have your designing process, because when you have creative block, you know that that process of yours will help you to get the result. So trust that process and believe in yourself and believe in that process, and every project will be much more greater and much more easier to execute when you have all that necessary. Okay, thank you guys for listening me. That's it. I just want to tell you that I have also a one-on-one coaching program that Rajat, you can send the link in the chat, and then you have, if you want to book one-on-one coaching with me, I will be able to help you to understand design process or logo design. I will teach everything that I know, not just the technical part of logos, but also how to get clients, how to raise the price, or anything that you want to know. I can learn it. So you can send them a link. And thank you guys once again for watching and for listening. I hope this was useful for you. And now it's Q&A time. Rajat.
Thanks, Sava. What a great presentation. I think we can stop sharing and we can go on a conversation mode right now. Can you hear me? Hello.
Stop sharing.
Yeah, perfect, cool. Thanks, Sava. I think today was a very great session, and personally, I have learned a couple of new things also in this workshop. And I think the idea of creating black and white logos from a scalability point of view, and to understand whether the solution that you are proposing to the client is really viable or not. I think that was something new that I learned personally today in today's workshop. Thanks for that. We do have a lot of questions that the team have, that everyone who have joined in here have asked. And if you have more questions, this is a correct time to post them in, and we will take them as the time allows. So try to ask your questions as soon as possible. So the first one is, and I think this is the most common question that a beginner or a young designer would definitely face. What is the difference between logo and branding? Can you clarify more to everyone so that everyone can understand how do you differentiate between logo and branding?
Yeah, that's a great question. And okay, I will answer. A logo is one tiny part of the branding. Logo is just one part of the branding. You have visual design, for example, tone of voice and strategic thinking, and visual design, banners, flyers, mock-ups, icons, patterns, I don't know, design brand core and brand mission and brand vision and stuff like that. All those stuff are branding. So logo is just a tiny part of that.
Great. The next question is, in case the client need the motion or animated logo, the best tool for designing such kind of animated or motion based logo, what could be the best tool to utilize for this? And I think before you answer this, Sava, I have another question for you. This is a question that I would want to ask. Is it a good thing to possibly do the motion or animation of the logo that you are also proposing? What's your perception on this?
Can you repeat your question?
I'll repeat my question, no problem. So is it good to do animation of a logo when we are proposing to the client? Is it good that we should possibly do some kind of motion design or animate the logo to show how the logo is going to look, let's say when it is used as a loader, or it is shown on some kind of video intro, right? So what is your perception on that?
I have 2% perception of that. One, if client asks you for logo animation, of course, if you know how to do it, you will do it. Second thing, if you want to impress your clients to get that wow effect, you will maybe it's a great marketing trick that you can do, that this is over delivery technique, so that you wow your client. If they ask just for a logo design, if you do logo animation as well, like this will be a plus for the client. This will affect your clients to say wow, thank you, or stuff like that. So yeah, it is good if you have time. My personal opinion is I will charge that part, but if you have time, or if you practice logo animation, it's good thing to do besides for a logo. And also the program is Adobe After Effects. This is a great program for logo animations, or for any kinds of animations, so I will recommend Adobe After Effects.
Great. The next question is, as for a beginner, which is a great way to practice logo design? How to get started with basically logo designing, and for just a beginner, right?
Okay, yeah. First thing, internet. It's free. YouTube, Google, and stuff like that. Search for courses. You have dozens and dozens, even millions of free courses out on the internet. So the best way to practice is to watch that courses. The second way to practice is to watch some of your designers that you like on social medias. For example, this is a really cool trick that I've posted on Instagram a couple of days ago, that basically what you want to do is to copy the exact same logo that your designer, your hero, or your mentor is posting on social media, and copy that design, download it, and place it to your Adobe Illustrator and already kind of program that you're using for creating logo design, and try to recreate that logo pixel by pixel. That's how you will see why that designer used that colors or that shape, and you will understand how that logo works. But please do not post it on social media, because it will be considered as stealing, and we don't want that. We want just practice, and this is really cool way. So download some logo that you like and recreate it pixel by pixel. Also cool way is fakebrief.com. I think you will choose, you have much categories, and you will choose, for example, logo design, and they will generate you some fake briefs for fake clients, and you will design based on that briefs. And third option is to go to a random word generator, and you will pick, for example, 2 words, and they will mix it up and they will show you 2 random words, and you will try to incorporate those 2 words into one logo. So I think I said enough. This is many more ways to practice logo design. Also, you can recreate some of your designs too. If you have some old design, you can try to recreate it and to see how it will be better.
Perfect. Great. I think we have a new question, and this is about: is it advisable to design graphic identity manual when creating a logo?
I didn't understand, sorry.
Is it advisable to design graphic identity manual when designing a logo? And I believe when they are saying graphic identity manual, they mean possibly brand guideline. Is it advisable to design a brand guideline when creating
brand guideline? Of course. Yeah, this will show your client how they will use that logo. This is a must. If they don't know how to use the logo, you will design the brand guideline and to show the clients how they will use that logos. For example, I also, beside the brand guideline, I'm sharing to my clients the all the necessary files and what they mean. So I just write manually, just PNG is transparent file, PDF is for that, and that's it. So you can incorporate even that in the brand guideline. But yeah, definitely brand guideline is really useful thing for the client.
All right, and I think we have one question, which is, I think, one of the most common question in logo designing and branding. Is designing a logo using golden ratio a great method?
It's a great method, but it's not rule. So don't be. You can use it, but you don't have to use it. This is completely your choice. And personally, I know designers with a million followers on Instagram, and they are really successful with 15 plus years of experience. They don't use golden ratio. I don't have anything. Me personally, I don't use golden ratio, but I have nothing against golden ratio. It's cool, but it's important to know that this is not a rule. You can use it, you don't use it. It's your choice.
Great, awesome. So Sava, we are almost there. We are towards the end, and there are still more questions, but I think I'll just take one last one, and this is from Vishal, and he says, who's your role model? Who do you follow? Who do you get inspired from?
My role model, I want to say Chris Do from the future, because I think he is everyone's role model. And also I like and I admire work of Made by James. You can type it on Instagram, Made by James, and also Alan Peters. They are great designers, and I really admire their work, and I get inspired every time from them.
Okay, great. All right. We do have some open questions, but I think the time will not permit us to take those questions, because that's a huge list. And what we'll try to do is our team will get back to you on email and try to answer as many questions as we can. And I think the last thing I would want to say is, Sava, it was a great session, and I hope everyone enjoyed today's session. And we look forward to possibly hosting you again on ProApp's platform. For the entire attendees, we have other couple of workshops lined up. Go check out ProApp. There's a lot that we are offering to learn at this stage, and we want to make sure that we can train as much designers as possible, and we can make design education accessible and affordable for everyone on the planet. So thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining, and it's Rajat signing off for today. I'll see everyone again possibly next Saturday. Thanks, Sava. Thanks for joining in.
Thank you so much for hosting me, guys. People, thank you for listening me, and use ProApp. This is a wonderful app for not just beginners, but for everyone who wants to learn design. So thank you. It's a wonderful experience, and maybe we can collaborate in the future somewhere too. So thank you once again for you and for team.
Sorry to interrupt. We have also posted link for Sava's Instagram. Go ahead and follow him. Get connected with him. There's a lot that Sava is offering to young designers, and there's a lot that you can learn from him as well. I think we'll call it a wrap, Sava.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, thanks.
That's
Bye-bye.
it. Thank you. Bye,
everyone.